Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why there's no such coaching like my coaching anywhere on the internet, because I've created it myself 8 years ago when I first started coaching, and because nobody anywhere in the coach land spends as much time with and on their clients like I do. True story. All the information from me is below. I coach in audio sessions, Zoom sessions, phone sessions. There are different packages for different people, but essentially understand that you need to embark on a month-to-month basis with me. I usually recommend 2 to 3 months minimum in order to cover my coaching and to do it in earnest. Please understand the difference between a session here and a session there. Some people book an hour session here and there with me. That is not going to even, make a dent in your situation. You really need to do it all in if you're really doing it right. And that's for me to be able to do my job correctly and do this on another level, okay, so that you don't ever need another coach again. When you're in coaching with me, after we're done talking on the phone for an hour or a Zoom session, or after I'm done listening to your audio, in the case of audio exchange, which has to be 20-minute max, I not only respond to your audio in the case of an audio, which my audios are well surpassed the 20-minute mark, but you have constant communication with me. First of all, we rendezvous this way 2 to 3 times per week, which also the frequency doesn't exist anywhere. So understand, this is another kind of coaching, well worth your investment and effort, right? So this is kind of like a boot camp. This is not kind of like casually, doing a session or a two. You really need to be eager to make a change in your life, all right? In between, you have access to me via my text, via my cell phone, the text messages and emails. And I always send an additional kind of follow-up something to see how you're doing, or you can reach out to me. So there's constant communication between myself and you during this coaching. I don't believe in these coaches out there who have like a session once a week or once a month even, and there's no interaction in between. I don't consider that coaching. That's kind of like really not coaching at all to me. I think coaching is when you have constant rapport with your coach and you understand exactly what you're doing. And if you don't, you have the liberty of reaching out to your coach and asking questions. If you have any questions before booking with me, please email me. The email is below. Otherwise, you can first book an hour session with the intention of booking the monthly. I have like 300 video/audios now on my channel, so I'm very well pre-advertised, all my teachings, etc. But again, if you have any questions before booking, my email is below. So I really wanted to record this last night, but I was really busy. And so I'm doing this first thing in the morning so you can see the hour I wake up. I love it though. I get so much done. And so the subject of today is USB is miserable without you. Okay, so I really want to dedicate this audio/video to people who right now are super duper miserable out there. All right, and who misunderstand the whole entire premise around SPs and bringing them back, etc. And to be honest, right, I started coaching on YouTube a year and a half ago. I was very well pleased with my coaching practice outside YouTube. Let me just preface this with this. But I started coaching on YouTube exactly because of this topic. Okay, simply because I realized how many people are full of shit out there, meaning the coaches and the people who are talking about it, like truly. Okay, number one. And number two, I realized how many people actually would really benefit from my help explaining this the correct way and really kind of like unraveling the whole mystery around it and the whole kind of like making it difficult. Like other people, like when I started like seeing things what the people send me from other coaches and this and that, Honestly, I became kind of like a little bit disgusted. Not a little bit, a lot. Because you're supposed to make it easy. If you really understand what you're talking about, if you're really good at what you do, you're really making it easy for other people to understand this. You don't fucking complicate it on top of complications, okay? And so chances are right now, like so many people who come into coaching with me, you have a drama around the subject with your specific person, specifically romantically, but it doesn't have to be a romantic situation. It could be a family member, it could be whoever, a friend, a sibling, parent, la la la. And so the idea then becomes that they've mistreated you, they left you for a third party, they cheated on you, they lied to you, blah, 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 blah. And it's some kind of a situation you don't want to be, or you're in separation, no contact, and it's kind of like a disaster kind of deal. Okay, I want to tell you two things. Okay, number one, no story is finished, no matter what it looks like on the outside, okay? And number two, you're misinterpreting the entire shebang. Okay, you really, really are. The other two things I want to say is that this situation was created by you. And I'm not in the blame game. This is just accountability for your creation, for the kind of power that you have, okay, on around everything in your reality. Okay, you have the power over your SP, you have the power over your money, you have the power over everything. Now, if you don't think in these terms, okay, you're in dire need of my coaching, and you're in dire need of reevaluating a lot of things in your life, and this is exactly why you ended up in this situation. Okay, but if you have the power, the number two then follows that you can recreate this completely top to bottom, the way that in the manner that you please. But before we even go there, the reason that your SP is miserable without you, okay, those things that person did to you, okay, let's just talk from the 3D point of view, for example, and going into kind of like the energy exchange between you and this person. Don't you think that the universe has precise laws of, for example, karma? What you give out, you get back. The kind of energy that you pour out into the universe comes back to you. You don't have to do a thing. I've talked about this on my channel like repeatedly without giving concrete examples, because I quite frankly don't really want to, because it actually really shocked me in a way where certain people, okay, went out of their way to try to hurt me. Really went out of their way. Some of them were my exes, and some of them were, just people who were jealous of me. Let's just be straight here. And for the life of me, I didn't understand why that was, necessary from them. And it actually caused me some distress. All right. But I myself did not do a thing, because that's not in my nature. I didn't feel like doing anything other than, protecting myself. I actually had to protect myself. And there were situations where, illegally I had to protect myself. So other than that, I didn't really do anything by them. Let me tell you something. All of these people's lives went to ruins completely. And how I know this is because, it just came to surface. Somebody told me, I saw something. It just came, the information just came, okay? And why I'm saying this, okay, don't ever underestimate the way the universe works and its precision. The karma always comes knocking at the door. Now, there's good karma, obviously, when you do something really good for somebody, not in the way of like, I gotta get, something out of it, but really from the purity of your heart, you always get that back, no matter if that person even said thank you or didn't say thank you or whatever. So now, coming back to your SP, don't you think that those things that they did by you, if they mistreated you, if they lied, cheated on you, and left you for a third party, and you were a good person to them, don't you think that they're experiencing the kind of like the blowback of that situation? They are. They are. Not only that, but they're now realizing what a shit show they really are. What the shit show they really were to you. It's inevitable. I don't care who they are. I don't care about talking about these things like narcissists and this and that, which, by the way, Lois Ho, could you please stop interviewing certain people like Dr. Ramani? I have a real problem with this person because here's the deal. The other day, I caught this clip on Instagram of her, and she literally said, this is this woman who is a psychiatrist, I guess, a psychologist, whatever, something, and has millions of subscribers. And this is seriously what she said. More or less, I'm paraphrasing, but essentially she said, I had lots of narcissists in my life, and I never forgave them. I don't want to forgive them. This is a healthy person? No, it's not. First of all, forgiveness is a must do. If you want to be a healthy minded person, you do have to forgive. You don't have to carry that heavy load. Okay, so narcissist or not narcissist, it truly doesn't matter. Any person can change in your reality. That's number one. And number two, let's stop glorifying these situations where you build on that dysfunction by not forgiving somebody. In my coaching, I work tirelessly with my clients on forgiveness, because not only does that set you free energetically, but it sets you free from that version of that person, and you're at freedom, then at liberty to create a different version of that person. Okay, so let's stop, with this bullshit. Any person understands what they did was fucked up, simplistically put. I don't care what label you want to put on them, unless they're clinically and mentally unwell and don't have any touch with reality. They understand they hurt you, okay, and they will experience the consequences of that karma in their life. It's inevitable. Nothing will go right for them until they make do with you, apologize to you, etc. So you don't have to stress about it. Like, I'm over here, I'm this lonely, mistreated victim, person of no consequence. They left me, they abandoned me. I'm worthless. I'm nothing. No. Nothing of the kind. First of all, just because somebody mistreated you doesn't devalue you at all. Okay, what that experience represents in your reality is that they mirrored back to you your beliefs, your current beliefs, that you don't attribute worthiness to yourself, that you don't think you're valuable. At that moment in time, when that experience happened, you did not have your shit together. Okay, you were in fear, you were insecure, you didn't think you were valuable. Drama, trauma, panorama. And these things I work on in my coaching extensively, because so that you don't recreate that situation all over again for yourself. Okay, so they just mirrored back that shit to you, and that's what really happened. So now understand the mechanism behind your reality, dust yourself off, and recreate yourself from scratch. Okay, you're not looking for them to come back to start feeling worthy. No, don't wait for that shit. If you're still in the same position, you're crying and you're feeling desperate and you're alone, feeling alone and this and that, you need to work on you. You need to understand what happened, what really happened in the situation, okay? The prize that you're seeking, that apology, that chasing that you're seeking from them, the turnaround of events, them turning into a different person, them licking jam off your toes and becoming a marvelous husband to be or wife to be, isn't out there. It's in here, in your consciousness. You're not looking for it out there. When you're looking for it out there and when you're depending on the outside factors, by definition, you become a slave to it, a victim of circumstances, because you're saying, all my power is not with me. I'm powerless. All the power is on the outside. I'm looking for it on the outside. This is completely reversed. This is why the situation happened. The power is always within. You're the prize. You're the situation. You're the creator. Everybody just reflects back to you what you've got going on inside. So don't look for it on the outside. You'll never fucking find it. Don't look for validation on the outside. You'll never find it if you don't validate yourself. Don't look for any kind of situation that you want to experience if you don't have it going on inside. The self-love, the self-respect, the nurturing, the self-care and all that stuff, it needs to come from you. You need to energetically command people how to treat you. They're not going to know by default. You're going to have to train other people through your vibration, through your mental commands. This is how we do shit from now on. Okay? And that requires you, quite frankly, getting off your ass and understanding how reality really works, and not kind of like, submerging yourself into some kind of dramatic situations where you could literally be making a change right now. The longer you are in that mode of feeling like a victim, feeling like you've been left behind, feeling like somebody wronged you and this and that, the more the consequences of that vibration, of that emotion exist in your life. If you took accountability, and again, just notice, I'm not saying blame, accountability, responsibility for your creation, for your own creation. Take ownership of your life in this way. Take your power back by claiming, yes, this was my creation. And of course it's uncomfortable because the creation is fucking shitty. But you know something? You learn a lot more from the shitty creations than you do from the wonderful ones. Why? Because you learn what not to do, how not to create that shit all over again. Very useful information. This is a lesson. Learn from it. But most importantly, understand that these ideas that you may currently have about your speed, that they're having fun, that they're having such a jolly good time with the third party, that the third party is so much better than you, that their life is hunky-dory, it's bullshit. It's a complete bullshit. First of all, you don't get to act this way if we just took that old version for a second, whatever they did and however they behaved. You don't get to act this way and all of a sudden be, happy and everything is beautiful just because you saw their picture on Instagram or just because they're with somebody else. Okay, that doesn't mean by default that they are happy. Okay, that doesn't mean that at all. And most importantly, chances are, like most of my clients, you're an empath. You're a very giving person. I can put my money on it. Okay, 99% of my clients, they're empaths. They're very giving. They're very nurturing, overgivers, people pleasers, all that stuff. That's something you have to work on for yourself, not to be a people pleaser anymore. But essentially, you're a good person, is my point. And good people are really rare, and you should understand that about yourself. Really rare, and really hard to come by. And really precious in that way. And so it won't be long before this SP realizes no matter what you see on the outside, no matter how they act on the outside, no matter what is happening, okay, no matter what you think is happening, they're miserable without you because they realized that you were a diamond that should have been kept in the vault, okay? In the vault under like security with 2 bodyguards. The size of Schwarzenegger. Not for nothing, but yeah. You're the prize. That's my message to you today. You're the prize. The most important thing to realize is you are the prize. That this whole entire time you have this situation reverse. You're misinterpreting the entire situation. You think that something left your life with this SP. Nothing of the kind. They're giving you an opportunity to realize something truly fundamental and important. That you're the golden Buddha, that you're the prize, that you are what's happening. You don't fucking know that that's the truth. You don't know that you're what's happening. You don't know that you're the golden Buddha. This is why the situation happened like it did. They're giving you, again, an immeasurably precious lesson, an immeasurably immeasurably precious. It is 4:00 in the morning, not for nothing. They're giving you an immeasurably precious gift. Sorry, can't help myself. An immeasurably precious gift of knowledge, of finding out finally who, you know how many people came to my coaching like super sad and upset, like almost depressed. And they're like, thank God that they left me, because I would not have realized who I really am through coaching with you. Now, I'm not bragging on myself, but just that it took them to this path of like, let me find out how I can solve this problem. And they've kind of like connected with me, and I had the chance to work with them and explain that to them. They now are happier, rather than the situation and separation had never happened. So you see, it all kind of serves the purpose. So you need to really start interpreting things completely in your favor, because they are in your favor. You are the only person who can give you what you want. Okay? Really, you are. And you really need to start understanding that it is not about your SP. It's not about even the money. It's not about anything, truly. What it really comes down to at the end of the day, right? Here it is. It's you. It's the kind of energy you're vibrating as. Everything can be a shit show right now in your life, because you think you lost something. Something went away. Nothing went away. This is an opportunity to learn your power. This is an opportunity to really understand the power that you hold with your vibration, with the kind of energy you radiate out into the universe. And I teach people at the end of my coaching program, the energy work, which is really, really helpful. And to me personally, I think that should really be taught to everybody around the world, because they really need to understand that they're more energetic beings than physical beings. Okay, really, I mean, I think we're like 90% energetic and only 10 physical, appearing physical, but really we're energy, And so you really need to learn that it's not about anything other than your energy. And you need to cultivate your energy that will translate in experiences, versions of people, your money, everything that you desire, through cultivation of yourself. Your energy, not in a narcissistic way, not in a kind of like braggadocious way, but in a really responsible way. In a responsible way towards yourself, in a responsible way towards the world, the universe, whatever you want to call it, towards others. The experiences that you have in your life literally reverberate throughout the universe. This energy is going somewhere. So start being responsible, first of all, again, for yourself, but also for the environment that you live in, right? So start creating this vibration that you want to experience for a long time, maybe for the rest of your life. And the vibration of victimhood isn't going to bring you anything good. Why? Because it's not the truth, because the universe will never support a victim. It will just let you create the same shitty shit over and over and over again. It's about time for you to realize that the whole universe evolves around you, and that SP is surely missing you. Surely they're miserable without you. And here's another little golden nugget, and I always leave it the best for last. Here's how you know that they're miserable: because you are. Because you are. Because I'm not so sure that you're not picking up on their emotions. That's one. And two, how on earth can they be happy after what they did to you, after the way that they behaved, after this, due to being separated from you, such a wonderful person? And I'm not just saying that, okay? I'm really not. I think it's a matter of communicating with their energy and detecting their energy. Also yours, but also theirs. Think about it. Have you ever split up with somebody you really never thought about again? I have. And that was not important, because I didn't feel anything after, splitting up with them. I didn't miss them. I didn't care. Okay? But if you're continuously thinking about somebody, if you're feeling some type of way, you're sad, you're depressed over the situation, they are too. You're picking up on their vibration also. It's not just you. How do you know that right now as we speak, they're not like, trying to figure out a way to come back to you? And maybe thinking that maybe it's too late. Maybe I've done too much damage to this person. How do you know that they're not trying to devise a plan? How do you know they're not writing a text message and then deleting it, writing an email and then deleting it because they're too intimidated by you? How do you know that those things are not happening? Meanwhile, you're over here crying or being upset or being depressed and thinking that you're powerless. You are not. You are so powerful, you can create even this situation that you're creating right now. So at any moment, you can start reinterpreting the situation, how it really is and what it really is made of, and start understanding that you completely misinterpreted the situation, you completely misinterpreted yourself. And if you start from the premise, like I said, that you're the golden Buddha, that you're what's happening, that you are to be invested in, that you are that rare gem to be kept held on to forever, you start really interpreting the situation differently, and you do understand that your SP is most definitely miserable without you. And when you have this new interpretation of the situation, that is exactly what the kind of results you will receive on the outside. If you're telling your reality a story of like, I'm abandoned, I'm alone, nobody loves me, that will be the reflection on the outside. But if all of a sudden you understand what it really is that is happening, you will receive a different outcome. The way you interpret reality is everything. The kind of story, many people can look at the same situation and tell a different story about it or around it. So it's the kind of story, the kind of conversations you're having with yourself day in and day out about the situation. And my personal way of coaching and in my own personal life, I always look at situations and say, this too shall serve me. Somehow, especially because this happened, things will turn out even in a better way than it could have possibly been before had it not happened. So every situation can go in the myriads of different ways because there are innumerable parallel realities. So the way that you interpret your current situation, start interpreting that because I'm miserable, my SP is miserable too. And they've realized what a tremendous mistake they've made. And I don't need to worry about it at all. It's only a matter of time that they come knocking on my door and apologizing. Because now I've reclaimed my power and I've reclaimed my worth. And now for the first time, I'm understanding who I really am. And I will never forget because of this experience. And you know, the kinds of situations that happen from this realization, you never treat yourself again the same way. You don't talk to yourself in the same defeating manner. You really treat yourself like gold, like the golden Buddha that you truly are. And then never again will you experience this kind of shit show situation. But again, you really need to work on your beliefs. You really need to kind of cement this knowing into your consciousness so that it's not just one kind of fix, it's forever, for life. Thank you very much for listening. All the information from me is below. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.